Warning. This game contains content might not be suitable for most audiences. Viewers' discretion is advised. Welcome to Bad End Theater. On the stage, we shall be toying with fate. You will make many choices, unlocking darker and darker paths, all in order to witness a lovely variety of tragic events. But first, allow me to explain how it works. To begin the tutorial, select whichever doll you like. I would like the demon doll, thank you. You control the demon doll. You're a fierce-looking guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with a human doll? I will play nice. You try and make friends with a human doll, but it kills you in cold blood. How ruthless. You found your very first bad ending, but don't worry, the story need not end here. Let's reset the stage and try again. This time, try controlling the other doll. Human doll. You control the human doll. You're a friendly little guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the demon doll? I will play nice. You and the demon doll are able to set aside your differences and become friends. Neat! Why? This isn't a bad ending at all. I should have written out this possibility. It's just not suited to my theater whatsoever. Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behavior in advance. As you just saw, these behaviors will automatically be set to what you chose during your last playthrough. But now you can turn each one on or off without having to replay from the doll's perspective. Yes, my theater actually doubles as a puzzle game. Now, try turning the doll's behaviors on and off to see the different outcomes. Okay. Hostile and wicked. I just want to see what happens. Yeah, do I click that? Do you understand how to play? Yeah, I get it. This game saves your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings at your own pace. Now, without further ado, let's start the show. Oh, nice! So I can choose to be a hero, a maiden, the underling, the overlord. I don't know why I'm pretending that I don't know how this game goes. I've seen Markiplier play this quite a few times. But I would love to be the underling. You are a demon underling, in service of the overlord. You aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the overlord anyway. It's a lot of standing in one place staring into nothing. You feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the overlord for a day off. She gives you an earful about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. You wait for her to finish her lecture before returning to your post. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everything? You complain about the overlord to your friends. They agree that she is kind of a snob and totally deserves to be kicked off her throne. You only wanted to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot. You should probably steer this in a responsible direction. Let's not. Maybe not. Nope. I'm not into this. You tell your friends you were totally not serious about this whole thing. You're actually cool with the status quo. After all, life must be pretty dang good if the only thing you have to complain about is that you live so comfortably, there's nothing to do. The others not, but don't seem convinced. You say a coup d'etat will be more effort than it's worth. But you're still gonna be a rebel and sneak out of castle. Your friends praise your mischievous ways. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. As you make your way along the path to the nearby human village, you encounter Maiden. She seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. You consider your options. Tell it, gobble her up, tell her to quit yelling. I want to be nice, so I'm gonna tell her not. Just don't yell. No. But the maiden realizes you're not going to hurt her. She regains her composure. Now she starts talking to you like you're friends or something. You don't understand humans at all. You speak the same language, of course, which has always confused you. Because why is there conveniently only one language in the world? If demons and humans have independent societies, wouldn't it make sense for them to each have their own language? The maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line, from what you gather, is that she wants you to take her to the overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the overlord. The overlord asks where you found this maiden, knowing full well that you left the castle when you weren't supposed to. You apologize for disobeying her, but hope that the maiden is an interesting enough present that you may be forgiven. The Overlord nods and says everything's cool as long as you always listen to her from now on. You're impressed with what an easygoing boss she is. You mention how you can't believe you and your friends even consider overthrowing her. She gives you a look and you say, "That was a joke, of course." She smiles and dismisses you. You decide it's about time for a nap. After a few hours of sleep, you're rudely awakened by the sound of battle. You emerge from your room to find that the hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk! Avenge your fallen comrade, save yourself. I will avenge my comrades. I will save myself. I will save myself. You look around the lifeless forms of those that you've known as far back as you can remember. You feel glad to not be in their shoes. You also feel guilty to be thinking that as you flee the castle, and to remember your role, not as an underling, but as a demon. This kind of thing is expected of you. Maybe you'll start a new life, far away from any humans or demons, where you live peacefully, alone, in some deep, dark forest somewhere. Deserter underling end. Yeah, let's reset the stage. Right, I think what we're gonna do here, we're gonna go through the ending again, but we're gonna choose to like slaughter the hero. Let's just see how that goes. I will avenge my fallen comrades! Who does this guy think he is? Coming in here and killing everyone like some maniac. What did we ever do to him? You lunge at him while he's busy driving his sword into the god who sometimes brought you food whenever they noticed you were feeling kinda down. You like that god. You wish with all your demon heart for this hero to suffer for his deeds. You bite into him, tearing flesh from bone. Tastes like iron. The hero struggles. You feel his sword go through you, but there's no pain, only retribution. More of your comrades pile onto him as your consciousness fades. The hero is overtaken. Your army has won. You have earned your rest. Victorious underling end. Right, call me George because I'm curious. I want to gobble her up. Maidens aren't the best meal, but you figure you should live up to your demon name and strike back against the humans. You start devouring the maiden without so much as a second thought, and feel quite proud of that. Other humans would surely praise you with curses if they were around to see. Oh man, if only someone could have been watching. Time to find an audience for your evil deeds. You wander into the nearby village. The people are screaming and running away, throwing rocks at you and whatnot. You think that's pretty rude of them. You haven't even done anything yet. Let's put on a show! You attack the nearest human. He is old and weak, and his bones crunch delightfully. Your audience's screams grow louder. Applause! You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. I should have taken revenge like this a lot sooner. As you continue your bloodthirsty dance, striking the villagers down, you fail to notice a sword-wielding hero running towards you. He takes you out in one swift blow. You're just a demon underling after all. As you die, you think, that was totally worth it. The curtain closes. Performer underling end. Right, let's change our minds and leave. You figure people are this upset just the sight of you. They won't fully appreciate any terrible acts you'd commit. Also, they might fight back. That probably won't end well. You're just one little underling after all. The little day out there has been adequately refreshing. You return to the castle, thinking you'll take a nap. After a few hours of sleep, you're rudely awakened by the sound of battle. You emerge from your room to find that a hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk! Well, this is just gonna lead to the same ends. Right, I'm curious to see what goes on in the Overlord's route, so let's check it out. You are the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think? Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a role called hero whose whole purpose in life is just to dethrone you. What's the deal anyway? You've actively avoided pissing off the humans in hopes they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. You're still new to the whole Overlord thing, if you're being quite honest with yourself. You don't really quite understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself that everyone's just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil Overlord they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to a higher standard like that. One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand in one place, guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What do you do with this underling? I'm not gonna be a tyrant. I'm gonna grant him today off. We already saw what happens if we became a tyrant. You tell them to go take a break from stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. A day off should be fine every once in a while. They thank you and happily scurry off to do who knows what. You have nothing better to do today, so you decide to nap for a little while. Being the overlord sure is great. You awake to a knock on your door. The underling from earlier brought back some company. It's a maiden from the nearby human village. She says her role is to be captured by you. The maiden then goes on to say that she's been getting very impatient thinking about her impending capture, so she's come here to speed things along. You appreciate her honesty, but regret to inform her you never had any plans to capture any humans. She seems very disappointed by this. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough. How can I become more maiden-like? You don't really understand the question. You think this world puts too much focus on destiny and junk. Just go home and stop worrying about it, you tell her. The maiden seems to be having a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she stay and talk to you more. You feel warm inside as she looks into your eyes. This is the first time a human has looked at you without contempt. You wonder what to say. Well, I'll let her stay. You can't bring yourself to send this maiden away. She just got here. Enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not at all what she expected them to be. You are glad that she seems to have an open mind about these kinds of things. You also bring up how you always instruct your army to avoid humans, as not to agitate them and get heroes sent out after you. That explains why the people of your village have been left unharmed. It's because you have orders, isn't it? We are very grateful. You're surprised to hear her thank you. You've always thought of humans to be violent and unreasonable. That's why your servants are always getting killed, despite your efforts to leave them alone. But this maiden, she's different. You joke that maybe you've been lying to her this whole time, and that you were actually super evil all along. The maiden laughs at that, saying she wouldn't mind being held captive here. The people in her village are a little exhausting at times, she says. You can't tell if she's into you or not. You notice the sounds of battle have already started ringing through castle halls. The maiden's getting nervous, but you reassure her it's only your underlings roughhousing, no big deal. You know it's probably a hero, but you don't want to upset the maiden by telling her that. Your army will take care of it. It isn't long before the hero bursts into your room. But he should have made it here. Why didn't they stop him? The hero just stands there, unsure of himself. He is covered in demon blood. As the maiden speaks to him, trying to explain the situation, you move past the hero and out the door. You're not thinking clearly. Seeing your servants' bodies in pieces all strewn about the castle has really taken it out of you. The hero? That hero did this? There's so much blood! Why? Did he come for the maiden? Did he think she needed rescuing? There was no one for this hero to save here. There was never any harm meant to anyone. You were just talking to her. Why has it turned out like this? The hero starts babbling insincere apologies and excuses, realizing his wrongdoing, but you are far beyond hearing that kind of bullshit. You have had it with these humans always murdering your servants for no reason. You can no longer hold yourself back and lash out at the hero. When you regain control, there is nothing left of the hero. The maiden has fled in terror. You are alone. Wrathful Overlord End. Right, so what if I tell her that she'd better go home? You'd love to have all the conversation in the world with your new friend, but having a human girl here will definitely cause trouble. You put on your mean face and tell her to get lost. The maiden does what she's told and takes her leave. You figure you may as well go back to bed now. But you don't get to rest for very long. Before you know it, everything around you is being engulfed in flames. What's going on? You try to escape, but something's blocking the door. You're having trouble forcing it open. What is this? Someone didn't want you getting out. Are you being usurped? They have Do they have zero foresight? What castle will they rule from this if this one burns? You don't want to believe that your underlings have betrayed you, but this is no accident. Those ungrateful. Ugh. You choke on the thick black smoke from the fire. You can't believe you're being done in by a bunch of cowards. You'll see them in hell. Burned Overlord End. Right, so now I'm curious, what happens in the Maiden's route? I know there's so much more we can explore. There's about 41 endings to explore, and then, like, just a little bit more beyond that, but I want to see what happens in the Maiden's route, because we need to go through each and every one of the routes in order to, like, unlock the whole game. You are a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle. You were told that you are fated to be captured by the overlord someday, because you are a beautiful young girl. And demon overlords apparently love capturing those. You think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to anyone. But maybe the demon just haven't been given the opportunity? Who knows? You are in church. You pray to your god, asking why you have been born into this role of a maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really curious as to what the point of it is. You are impatient. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you'd understand your role better if you were to just hurry up and get captured already. You leave a note and venture forth to find a demon just to, see what happens. Not long into your little adventure, a demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. I will introduce myself. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. You tell him that you were thinking maybe you could understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by a demon already. The demon doesn't seem to have been really listening to you, which is a bit irritating. They agree to take you to the master nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you are introduced to the overlord. You explain why you've come and she squints at you. It turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens or to do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but doesn't really seem like it. Still, this doesn't make any sense to you. You have always been told that demons would one day seek you out and something awful would happen. Then a hero will come to your rescue. You don't want to believe you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been very maiden-like enough. You ask the overlord what you should do to be a more suitable maiden, but she doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. She makes it sound so simple. This overlord seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. The overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little, you realize they might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuses to send a hero out after them. You realize that must be why you've never heard of any demons attacking your town. You express your gratitude to the overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants getting killed off by them. You've always thought demons are violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems the overlord could say the same of humans. You may be different, but really, they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. You feel like you're starting to understand things a little better. But maybe everything I've said to you was just to deceive you and the other humans. What would you do if I turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were to capture you, you think this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. You kind of like not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with this overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. Then a hero barges into the room. His clothes are stained by a dark liquid. It's dripping from his weapon too. You realize it must be demon blood. Something horrible has happened. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The overlord has walked past the hero and out onto the hall. She's wailing. You can only guess what kind of horrible scene he's left for her. The overlord tears the hero apart in retaliation. You watch silently, unable to scream. The overlord, who you had just been getting along with so well, has killed another human right in front of you. It's clear now that you've been deceived by her sweet words. Demons are ruthless monsters after all. You somehow managed to slip past the overlord and make it out of the blood-soaked castle. You never look back. Escaped maiden, N.A. Alright, I'm just curious about something. What happens if the underling is hungry and the maiden is polite? Let's see what happens there. Alright, skip ahead. I will introduce myself. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. The demon suddenly jumps you and starts biting. A lot. How painful. This plan of yours was completely stupid, you think. Why couldn't you have been more patient? Why did you go looking for trouble? You aren't angry or anything, of course. This was all your fault for trusting a demon not to devour you on sight. This is your punishment for questioning fate, you guess. Bit by bit, you were swallowed by the demon until you were no more. Consume maiden end. Right, let's reset the stage. Okay, so that's what happens if Underling was hungry. What if the Overlord was antisocial? Alright, let's skip ahead. Introduce myself. The Overlord tells you again that you should get lost. How rude, you just got here. I will refuse to leave. You put your foot down and tell her you're not going anywhere. You still want to fulfill your destiny, even if you have to make it happen on your own. She's a little frustrated at your stubbornness, but she doesn't kick you out or anything. Hooray! The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little you realize they might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. Skip. Oh. God. Let's just go back and just obey her, I guess. Alright, let's just be obedient. You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figure it's time to go home. Along the way you encounter a hero. He's covered in demon blood. You are frightened by the sight of him and run away. You return to the village alone. Everyone was worried about you. They surround you with 1,000 questions and you tell them your story. As you explain that the Overlord never had any intentions to harm anyone here, you notice the looks of uncertainty in the crowd. People are whispering things to each other while you speak to them. You are loudly interrupted by an older man. He's rudely calling you a demon sympathizer. Well, screw you, old man! The crowd is growing unruly. You don't understand. You've only told them the truth. Do they not believe you? Everyone begins speculating. What must have actually happened? They weave elaborate lies and ask you to prove your innocence. How could you have returned without the aid of Hero? They ask. You could not have possibly escaped the Overlord on your own without harm. You must be conspired with demons, try to trick everyone into believing they are the horrible creatures we know them to be, so they say. Have the people of your village always been this blinded by their fears and hatred of things they've never cared to know? You wonder how you missed that before. You were seized by the crowd, and voices from all sides are calling for public execution. You want to be burned at the stake. You don't want to die. You wonder, would it have been better to hide the truth? You don't like the thought of that. Your voice lifts honestly. So why has this happened? Why are you being punished? You hear the dissenting voices of your family and neighbors, but they, like you, are powerless against the momentum. They can only watch as you burn, and you can only cry for them. You are so sorry. Executed Maiden End. Yeah, let's just reset the stage. Right, so that's what happens when I'm antisocial. I'm not gonna be obedient, I will be polite though. I will be a polite maiden. It's time to check out the hero's route. You are the hero. You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from the occasional heroic adventures fighting evil monsters and whatnot. You were told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped and is likely being held captive at a nearby demon overlord's castle. She just left! What do you mean she's been captured? Like, how long is the journey from the village to the overlord's castle? Who even puts a village right next to where an entire demon army hangs out? You don't get... She's only been gone for 5 minutes! What do you mean? You're happy to protect the townspeople, though. You were born to play this role. You head off on your adventure to rescue the maiden. But demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them to gain experience. I will flee like a coward. Forgetting your pride, you escape with your life. But you can't return home now. Your reputation will be ruined. You wonder how you'll ever be able to rescue that maiden all on your own if you can't even find some lousy demon underlings. You'll take another chance at castle. You're a hero after all. This is your job. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You're faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. Cut through the demon army, ask if they'll let you in? I'll ask if they'll let me in. You go up to the nearest demon and explain why you've come here. They stare you down and you feel very uncomfortable. But they seem to trust you and escort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. That was easy. The Overlord and Maiden seem to be in the middle of some casual conversation when you barge in. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. There's no time to hesitate. Why? I will destroy the Overlord! Just for the funsies. You lunge forward, driving your blade through the evil Overlord. She screams and falls silent. The Overlord has been slain. You smile, offering the maiden your hand. She takes it. You have a slight hesitation. She must be surprised at how strong you are. You escort the maiden home. She's oddly quiet on the track back to the village. She must be too shy to speak. The villagers are very pleased with what a good job you've done, slaying the Overlord and saving a hostage. they throw a huge celebration in your name. You are remembered for generations as the greatest hero the village has ever seen. Triumphant hero. You know what's the funny thing about this particular route, though? Like, I never slayed anything. I just walked up there like, yeah, like, you know, I'm just here for a visit. Then when the Overlord least expects it, I'm just like, I just stab her in the back. Like, what in the world is this? Jesus Christ. Should have been called the cowardly hero end. Alright, might as well ask the maiden what's going on. The maiden explains that she was never actually captured and that she came here on her own volition. That was a pretty dangerous thing of her to do, but no one got hurt, so at least there's that. He wants her to return to town with you to reassure everyone of her safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave and you casually exit the castle. You try to make conversation with the maiden, but she seems pretty quiet since leaving the Overlord's room. Is she shy? She suddenly stops in her tracks, and you turn your head to ask what the deal is. Oh, the Overlord's castle is engulfed in flames. You can't help but feel relief you got the maiden out of there when you did, but she suddenly takes off towards the burning castle. Panic sets in, and you follow to try to stop her. The smoke is so thick, you've already lost sight of her. What's she thinking? It's too dangerous to continue. You feel hopeless. You sat alone at the castle gates. Your body won't allow you to take another step forward. No, going in there will be suicide. You return to the villagers and tell them there was nothing you could do. You were too late. The maiden was claimed by the demons. Bystander hero end! Frick! Let's reset the stage. Okay, so now we kind of have a path for the maiden to just continue on. So I'm gonna go down the maiden's route and see what happens there. Right, skip. Introduce myself, skip. It's just think that a hero enters the room. You're surprised to see him at first, until you realize he must have been sent to retrieve you. Confused, the hero asks what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hasn't led to any horrible consequences. You apologize for causing trouble, but really, didn't anyone read the note you left? Jeez. The hero asks if you'll return to the village for him to give everyone the news of his safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you give her a little wave as you exit the room. You'll be back soon. You're about halfway back to the village when you feel something is off. Unable to shake your concern, you look back over your shoulder. Stop in your tracks, the castle is engulfed in flames. Is the Overlord alright? You can't return to the village like this. You have to know. You have to be sure everyone is safe. You've already taken off before the hero can even think of stopping you. You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the Overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. The handle is too hot to touch. You're too weak to force it open. You pound your fist against the door helplessly. What were you thinking? This is all because you've forgotten your role. Only a hero could pull this kind of thing off. You start to cough. The smoke is too thick. You can hardly breathe. You realize you haven't got much time left. You desperately head towards the stairs to save yourself. But the fire spreads faster than you expected. You won't make it outside. You can't help but laugh. What a joke. A maiden? Saving the Overlord? If you just stayed true to your role, things wouldn't have ended like this. This is exactly the kind of punishment you deserve. Let the demon fire cleanse your rotten soul. Selfless maiden N. B. God damn it. Whatever. Reset the stage. Let's see here. Hero, maiden, underling, Overlord. What happened? What happened with the underling anyway? Let's just check it out. Okay. She's surprisingly cool with it. Nice. Oh yeah, Overlord is no longer a tyrant. I forgot about that. You set out on your adventure outside the castle. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. Skip ahead. She greets you and says she has a favor to ask. You consider your options. I will not gobble her up. I'll hear her out. You're in a good mood today, and are rather curious about what the maiden has to say. Humans don't usually talk to you, so this is kind of exciting. You haven't guessed it would even be possible to understand each other before now. The maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line, from what you gather, is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you could have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. They seem to be getting along just fine, so you decide it's about time for a nap. Alright, skip ahead. You don't get to sleep long, your friends wake you up. Rude. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what their deal is. They say they're planning a whole revolution to try and get rid of the current Overlord and put a new ruler in its place. They want to hear if you're in or out, and being a pretty lazy underling. You of course reply with, "That sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead?" Your friends question your loyalty to their cause. Okay, let's kill the Overlord. She's actually not so bad, you guys. Your friends seem pretty disappointed. They apologize to you, but before you can ask what they're sorry about, one of them suddenly seizes you. Someone who's still loyal to the Overlord really has no place in our castle. You understand, right? The claws tighten around your neck. You don't bother to struggle. You're outnumbered. You already know how things like this end. This is a pretty messed up thing to do to a friend, you tell him. You slit your throat in response. No, that's a really messed up thing to do to your friend. What the hell? Faithful underling and... God damn it. Let's reset the stage. I'm gonna make the Overlord a tyrant. Why not? Okay, skip. Let's overthrow her. Nah, no. You're sick of this Overlord holding you and your friends back. You agree that it's time for a change of management. Your friends suggest maybe you should be the new Overlord. You like the sound of that. You announce your first act of rebellion to take that day off like you wanted. Your friends are very impressed. You assure them you'll talk more about the assassination thing when you get back, which satisfies them. You sneak out of the castle to have some fun. Change of atmosphere excites you. Skip ahead. Let's hear her out. Skip. Well, yeah, let's kill the Overlord. You tell them you were just joking and clarify that you're totally in it to win it. They say you were always terrible with jokes. Whether or not you feel like killing the Overlord, you know how bad it'd be to end up on the wrong side of things. And if this assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you were innocent all along. Beneath your shield of false confidence, you worry about what you're getting yourself dragged into. You follow your friends outside the castle to talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea how they want to go about this. They figure they'd just lock her up in their room and set her on fire. What a stupid plan. They could go wrong in so many ways. You realize your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs, useless without someone's guidance. Your guidance. There'd probably be casualties if you fought her head on. And while showy devs make a revolution a heck of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree and suggest that you play the assassin. You really didn't want it to come down to this. If you can't back down now, you'll have to be the one to assassinate the Overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas. You and your friends turn to notice a pair of humans have overheard your entire conversation. They take off into the castle. Are they headed to the Overlord's room? Frick! The Overlord will kill you for sure if she found out you were conspired to take her out. You dash into the castle after the humans. Sure enough, the maiden's already frantically telling the Overlord everything. You shout that the humans are liars. Your friends soon arrive to back you up, except they don't. Instead, they blame the whole thing on you. They cry that it was all your idea, and that they were just going with the flow, too scared to refuse your crazy plan. You can't believe they tell the Overlord such a blatant lie. You always knew better than to trust them. You're the one who didn't have a choice here. They all shout at each other until the Overlord demands silence. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place. Crush beneath my heel. She sounds tough, but lately all she does is sleep. You doubt her strength. You hear your traitor's friends mutter something about going back to Plan A, and suddenly the door slams shut. You're trapped in here with the Overlord and the two humans, and the room bursts into flames. You pound on the door, screaming curses at those who betrayed you. The hero joins you, vowing to slay the lot of them. You wish he'd get that chance. The Overlord grabs you by the throat. You cry for mercy. You're forced into this mess. You're sure now that they would have killed you if you'd sided with her. But the Overlord doesn't hear your pleas. She drives her claw into your chest. At least she made it quick. Frick! Traitor underling! God damn it. Reset the stage. But y'all already get how this game works, right? Like, you're just going down a whole bunch of bad endings just to see how you can actually, like, save all of them towards the end. That's pretty much the whole premise of this. So let's go with the Overlord this time. Your Overlord. Grant him the day off. Let's see. Let her stay for a while, alright? You're interrupted by another human in your doorway. This time it's a hero. He was apparently searching for the maiden who was rumored to have been captured by your kind. Captured? Not at all. I only wanted to meet with the Overlord. Didn't anyone read the note I left behind? After everything is explained, the hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. The maiden apologizes for causing trouble, and the hero asks her to return to the village with him. Confusing feelings well up in your heart. You're surprised that you had one of those to begin with. You don't want the hero to take this maiden away from you. Keep her here? Yes, yandere overlord! The maiden came here to be captured by you, didn't she? You'll grant her wish. You tell the hero you won't let him take her home. The maiden assures you she'll be back, but you don't budge. The hero is cautious now. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all. If you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You have no choice. You destroyed the hero before he could steal your maiden away. She's frightened. You don't understand why. Didn't she say she prefers this place to her village? Now she doesn't have to leave. You take a step towards the maiden, and she backs herself into a corner. You don't understand. Something sharp pierces your back. The hero? No, he's already... It's one of your underlings. The maiden screams. Your servant tackles you, tearing you apart with their claws. You struggle to retaliate. They've done too much damage. You can barely move now. Your blood is everywhere. You can't believe this has happened to you. Why has this happened to you? You have been slain by your own underling. Betrayed Overlord NB. Right, let's reset the stage. I want to see what happens from the maiden's perspective, actually. Skip, introduce myself. But the Overlord objects to the hero's suggestion. You tell her you plan to return soon, but she isn't having it. You feel nervous. The hero puts on a brave face for you. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all. And if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You leave me no choice. The Overlord suddenly jumps the hero. She tears into him with her claws. You want to cry out, but the scream catches in your throat. You watch because you can't look away. Had she really been lying to you all along? You wonder, is this your punishment for questioning the divine plan? The Overlord approaches you now. You back yourself into the corner. Her expression is complicated. Being captured by the Overlord in a horrible way like this was your destiny after all. But the Overlord stops, or rather, someone has stopped her. Whatever held back your scream before doesn't stop you this time. The Overlord is being ripped to shreds by one of her demon underlings. You think you recognize them, but it's hard to tell with all the blood. Everyone stopped moving now. The room is silent, save for the underlings' heavy breathing. You thank them for what they've done, even though it was awful. You feel like you've been rescued from a terrible fate. They look at you, confused for a moment, but then puff out their chest. You should probably go home. This place is dangerous. You follow their advice and make your way out of the castle. You decide never to leave home again for the rest of your life. Escaped Maiden, NB. Right, let's reset the stage. See what it's like from the hero's perspective. Skip ahead, flee like a coward. Ask them if they'll let you in. Ask the maiden what's going on. The Overlord objects to this. The maiden tries to tell her that she'll come right back, but the Overlord refuses to hear it. The maiden seems nervous. As a hero, it's your job to mediate situations like these. You tell the Overlord that if she doesn't let the two of you go, you'll have to assume she's evil. You'll be forced to vanquish her. You leave me no choice. The Overlord pauses before suddenly jumping you. You are helpless as she disembowels you with her claws. How horrible. You came all this way only to be met with this cruel fate. You should destroy those evil creatures while you still had the chance. Your dying wish is for the maiden to somehow make it out of this alive. Naive hero end. Reset the stage. And let's make sure the underlay doesn't actually kill the Overlord. Hear her out. Let's kill the Overlord. You sneak up to the Overlord's room, but there's a couple of humans in there. You watch the scene unfold. You aren't sure why, but the Overlord suddenly cuts down the hero. She approaches the maiden you brought to her earlier. But the Overlord distracts you, figured it's a good chance as any. You launch a sneak attack, getting her right in the back. She flinches, giving you enough advantage to take her down. You rip the Overlord apart until she stops moving. That was messier than you would have liked. The maiden mutters something from the corner. Thank you for saving me. It wasn't your intention, but it sounds like you did something heroic. You tell the maiden to go home. This place is dangerous. She follows your advice and leaves the castle. Your castle. You are now the new Overlord. Heroic underling end. Let's reset stage. Right, so we know what happens when the underling is disloyal, but I want to see what happens if the Overlord is possessive and, if the underling was actually loyal. Let him stay for a while. Wait, oh wait, that's right. Keep her here. Right. She wanted to stay with you. The hero was trying to get away with that. You had to kill him. You'll be sure to keep this maiden very safe from now on. Selfish Overlord. Right, so I want to see that from Maiden's perspective, because I'm pretty sure it would have been different by now. She vows to keep you very safe from now on. You're afraid to find out what that means, but there's no one left to save you. You belong to the Overlord now. Captured Maiden N.A. Got it. Reset the stage. Okay. So, I know that if the Overlord wasn't possessive, that will lead to the good end, I suppose. The underling has to be disloyal. Maiden has to be polite. Well, she doesn't have to be polite. It doesn't matter. Hero has to be diplomatic. So let's see things from the Overlord's perspective. Grant him the day off. Let her stay for a while. Let him go. And you're certain that she'll return to spend more time with you. You just have to trust in that. You decide. With the hero and maiden gone, you plop down into the comfort of your luxurious Overlord bed. The room feels so empty now. This is loneliness. You hope your new friend will be back soon. You close your eyes for a while. You've almost fallen asleep when the maiden and hero burst into your room, frantically trying to communicate something to you. You're told that a group of demons is planning to assassinate you. You're not surprised. How nice of the humans to care, though. One of your underlings barges in next, shouting that the humans are liars. They're followed by another group of demons, crying that everything was the first underling's plan. Everyone is shouting over each other now, and it's very annoying. You yell for all of them to shut their traps. You have no doubt they're servants who will let their ambition cloud their judgment and lead them to try to take your throne. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. Saying that made you feel very Overlord-like. You aren't sure if you have the strength to back it up, though. Lately, all you do is sleep. The group of demons start muttering something about going back to Plan A and suddenly slam your door shut. You, the maiden, the hero, and one of your underlings are trapped inside. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. The underling pounds the door, cursing at their friends for betraying them. The hero pounds on the door as well, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. So this is how you'll die. Burned alive in your own room by those you thought you could trust. You should have expected this from a bunch of idiot demons, though. You notice that a maiden is crying. Why does she have to die over something that has nothing to do with her? Perhaps she was cursed from the moment she spoke to you. You wonder if you're cursed as well. You're so filled with anger and frustration, you don't even notice that you've grabbed the underling those traitors blamed everything on. They cry for mercy, saying that they were dragged into this plot knowing they'd be killed if they took your side. They cry that they didn't want to have to kill you. They almost feel sorry for them. I can forgive them, but I want to see what happens when we take retribution first. You pierce their chest with your claw. They scream. The hero backs away. He is wise not to interfere. They've stopped moving, but you keep digging and twisting your claws into them. It doesn't make you feel any better. The underling's corpse burns along with you and the two humans. Spiteful Overlord end. Reset the stage. Yeah. And let's just go through all that again, but this time what we're going to do is that we are going to forgive them. You release the underling. Killing them wouldn't make you feel any better. Besides, they've already gotten their punishment. You'll all burn together. Overlord's true end! Hell yeah! Before you're taken back to reset the story once again, you pause for a moment. True end, you say to yourself. What was the point of all my effort if the true ending is this terrible? You must have forgotten where you were. This is bad end theater. It's a pain setting in. Oh, you should have been well aware of what you'd be shown when you entered this place. It's a problem I've seen quite often. At some point, you've grown attached to my little cast. You start to relate to their flaws, their plights. You start wishing for their happiness. But you aren't going to find that in my theater, my lovingly crafted labyrinth of suffering. Anyway, I hope you'll pardon the interruption. You're making great progress. The choice to continue on to the next ending is always yours. I'll leave you to it, dear guest. Right, let's reset the stage. Great. I do wanna take a look at a couple of things. So, so I still got like another 4 more endings for the Overlord, 3 more endings for the underling, 8 more endings for the hero, and about 6 more endings for the maiden. Got it. Alright, I want to see the true ending from the underling's perspective, though. Skip, hear her out, let's kill the Overlord? Yeah, let's kill it. Alright. To your surprise, the Overlord spares you. Or maybe she'd rather see you suffer instead. Look around. You've just gone from one dead end to another. The maiden is crying. The hero is silent. You'll all burn together. Underling's true end. No matter the perspective, the true ending remains the same. That's what makes it true. You couldn't resist seeing it yourself, though, could you? I wonder what will happen when you collect them all. Will you give in to despair, or... Who knows? Reset the stage. Let's see it from the hero's perspective. Skip. Flee like a coward. Skip. Ask the bill let you in. Ask the maiden what's going on. You pause when you see a group of suspicious demons standing near the entrance. They're talking about assassinating their overlord. This proves to you that demons really are foul creatures. We have to tell her about this! You don't understand what the maiden is thinking. The world is better off with less demons. They're all cold, ruthless creatures that should be destroyed. And those same creatures have noticed you, eavesdropping. The maiden takes off into the castle, and you have no choice but to follow. You burst into the overlord's room. The maiden frantically tries to communicate what you just overheard. The demon underling barges in next, calling you liars. It's followed by a group from the entrance, who shifts the blame back to the little one. These demons only care about themselves. How low can they be? You begin shouting at them, and the whole room dissolves into noise until the overlord yells for everyone to shut their traps. She threatens them with violence. This overlord is no better than her subjects. You grip your sword tightly. You have to cut through everything. If you had to cut through everyone here to get this maiden to safety, you certainly will. The group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the runt of the litter behind. You glance around for another exit, but there isn't one. You have a terrible feeling about this. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. What kind of demonic magic is this? The underling pounds on the door, upset that it's been betrayed. You join it, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. Next moment, the overlord has taken hold of the underling. It's crying for mercy. Is she going to kill it as retribution? If it continues to cry and make excuses, but the overlord does nothing. To your surprise, she lets it go. Are demons capable of mercy? You guess it doesn't matter now. You'll all burn together. Hero's true end. Reset the stage. Right. So, I don't want her to be merciful. I want to see what happens if she's not merciful. Flee like a coward. I'll still let you in. I'll still know what's going on. She thrusts her claws into the underling's chest and it lets out a horrible scream. You back away. You won't be the next target of her rage. She continues to dig and twist her claws into its limp body. You can no longer watch. You look to the maiden. She's crying, hands clasped together in prayer. To have faith in a time like this, you envy her. The two of you, the overlord and the underling's corpse, are all consumed by flames. Resigned hero end. Right, let's reset the stage and see what happens from the maiden's perspective. Skip ahead, introduce ourselves. Near the castle's entrance, you spy a group of suspicious demons congregating. They're talking about assassinating the overlord. You have to warn her. The hero shakes his head. He says that if this is the true nature of demons, the world is better off with less of them. This isn't right, you think. What kind of hero passes up the chance to save a life? The demons have taken notice of you. It's now or never. You take off into the castle, and the unreliable hero follows shortly after. You burst into the overlord's room, all your words spilling out at once. You should probably slow down, but there's no time. The overlord seems to have followed your frantic explanation, but clearly doesn't understand the urgency of the situation. The underling you recognized from before barges in, calling you a liar. You're surprised they were part of this evil plot. They seem so nice. The other demons come in right after them, saying the whole thing was the first underling's idea. Everyone's shouting at each other now. It's really stressing you out. You are relieved when the overlord demands silence. She threatens them with violence. You think she is very overlord-like in this moment. The group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving the little one behind. You watch as it pounds the door in distress. Have they locked you all in? You have a bad feeling about this. And thinking that must have jinxed it, because now the room is engulfed in flames. If only you had ignored those demons before, you and the hero wouldn't have stumbled into this situation. If you had just pretended not to hear them, if you left as you were told, only the overlord would have been killed. But you couldn't have done that. That path isn't an option for you. You think that no matter what, you'll always strive for the path where everyone survives. It must exist. It simply must. The overlord seizes her underling. They beg for their life. You pray. You don't know what to do, so you just pray. The overlord's claw pierces the underling's chest. They scream an awful scream. She digs and twists her claws into the poor thing while you continue to pray. There's no saving any of you now. You, the Overlord, the hero, and the underling's corpse are consumed by flames. Devout Maiden End. Reset the stage. Right. I want her to be merciful. See that from the maiden's perspective. Introduce myself. La-dee-dee-dee-dee. The Overlord spares the underling. You feel relieved, but does it make any difference? Will you all burn together? Maiden's true end. Well, keep collecting bad endings for now. It's fine. It's fine. Oh god, because I want to like 100% this, because 100%ing it gives you like more lore. Like it gives you more lore like for Bad End Theater, and I really want to see all that. I really want to show you all that because it's so freaking cool. God. But anyway, I will what do I do? Tyrant, Antisoci, Possessive. Right. Let's just go with Hero first, okay? And I'm gonna be dutiful and bravely slaughter these evil creatures. You make quick work on the vile creatures who stood in your way. You feel much stronger now. After taking a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You are faced with an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's a way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. Cut your way through the demon army. You gather your strength. This is what must be done in order to rescue the maiden. These are all evil demons anyway. The world is much safer with them gone. That's what you tell yourself while you kill one after another on your way to the Overlord's chambers. You find the maiden being held captive by the Overlord, just as you expected. For some reason, you can't sense anything sinister happening. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. This is no time to hesitate. Destroy the Overlord! You lunge forward, driving a blade through the evil Overlord. She screams and falls silent. The Overlord has been slain. You smile, offering the maiden your hand. She takes it. After slight hesitation, she must be surprised at how strong you are. You escort the maiden home. She's oddly quiet on the track back to the village. She must be too shy to speak. The villagers are very pleased with what a good job you've done, slaying the Overlord and saving a hostage. They throw a huge celebration in your name. You are remembered for generations as the greatest hero the village has ever seen. Triumphant Hero End. Let's reset the stage and see it from the Overlord's perspective. Let's get her killed in this perspective. Why not? You feel a sudden sharp pain through your back. You look down to see a blade protruding from your chest. It was careless of you. So this is how you die. Stabbed in the back by some cowardly hero. What a joke. You're supposed to be a ruthless one. That's right. Humans can't be trusted. Now if this is what they're capable of, you should remember that before letting one in. He watches the hero takes the maiden's hand, leading her through the sea of corpses he'd left in his wake. Captured by a demon, at least she got what she came here for. You joined your army in eternal slumber. Slain Overlord End. Reset the stage. So what if he's not dutiful but heroic? Like, it'll be funny, okay? Like, she doesn't expect anything, she's just, chilling with her girl, and he suddenly strikes, cutting through you with his blade. You didn't even hesitate. Yeah, you've gotten soft. How could you have left your guard down like that? How unfair. After all you've done to avoid this outcome, you can't outrun your destiny. The hero always slays the Overlord. You should have never trusted a human. You watch as the hero escorts the maiden out of your castle. Captured by a demon, at least you got what she came here for. You joined your army in eternal slumber. Slain Overlord End. Reset the stage. Alright. I feel like that might be a little different from the Unlink's perspective, though. Because we got, like, 4 things here on Overlord. 3 on the hero, 2 for these 2. Oh, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. Okay, so, hear her out. Let's kill the Overlord. You sneak into the Overlord's room. She's taking a nap, like usual. This is almost too easy. You silently approach your master. She looks so peaceful. Check it out! You don't want to kill her. You can't go through with it. You turn to leave the room, but you find your friends blocking the exit. In a panicked whisper, you ask them to let you out. It seems to be their way of testing your loyalty. You tell them this is pretty screwed up and ask again to be let out. The Overlord stirs in her bed. While your head is turned, the demon shut the door. You scramble into the Overlord's closet to hide before she wakes up and sees you. There's nothing you could possibly say to explain this and survive. You're trembling. You can't believe those buttholes will bully you like this. You feel like crying. Light flickers at your feet. It doesn't take you long to realize they've set the room on fire. You hear the Overlord trying to get the door open to no avail. They're both trapped. Too afraid to move, resign yourself to your fate. You and the Overlord burn together. Cowardly underling, and we set the stage. I want to see that from the Overlord's perspective. Grant him day off, let her stay. I burn. Okay, fine. I guess that's what happens there. But what if I just kill the Overlord? What if I just kill her? You figured the cleanest way to do this would be to dig your claws into her throat. So you do just that. She wakes up, and I had time to stop you. You watch as she chokes on her blood, cursing you before finally expiring. That felt terrible. You remind yourself that it was either her or you, and you weren't about to let yourself get killed by anyone. You leave the room to find your friends waiting just outside. They look pleased. Only now do you realize they must have planned to use you like this from the beginning. You are now the new ruler of the castle. Your subjects bow before you. You live in fear that they will one day destroy you, and betray you, as you have betrayed the Overlord. Lord Underling and B. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. Lost letter 3! Alright, nice. Okay, what do I do with this? My love, I've been feeling a little depressed lately. Many patrons have come to my theater, but none so far have stayed to experience every tale in its entirety. The critics haven't exactly been kind, but I understand. My stories aren't exactly crowd pleasers. Despite that, you've always listened to the very end. I'm very grateful for that. Hope to see you again soon. Forever yours, Tragedy. Damn. Right, so we saw everything from the underling. I do want to see what it's like to be assassinated from that perspective. Die, still die, frick. Alright, fine. How do I get the rest of the Overlord's bad ends? Okay, so there's one more here. Wait. Beautiful, heroic. There's one more. I don't know who has to be different here. So here. Okay, so I don't know. Obedient. Let's take hero and maiden go. Something. Wait. Disloyal. Merciful. True end. Okay, bad end. Over down here. Coward. Okay, we've already seen that. Disloyal. Something else has to happen here. I'm not sure. Frick. Okay, let's just see this from the maiden's perspective. No, not heroic. Let's not do heroic. Diplomatic. Yeah, let's do diplomatic. Yeah. And maiden's perspective. Right. Introduce myself. Right. Guy, still die. Frick. Okay. Wait. What was I supposed to do? Oh, merciful. Yeah. Disloyal. It has to be disloyal, right? Coward. Yeah. Coward. Let's do... wait, did I see what happens when the hero is heroic? I'm not. Yeah, let's try this. Introduce myself. The hero suddenly dashes towards the Overlord, sword drawn. Protector! Why not? Protector! You selflessly throw yourself in front of the hero's blade, acting as a shield. It's funny. You never could have imagined this would be the way that you die. The roles all switched around. It feels right to you somehow. You're glad your destiny turned out to be saving someone rather than being saved yourself. As your vision fades, you hope that everything turns out alright for your new friend. Sacrificial maiden end. Right. We set the stage. Overlord, and let's see what happens. And we're just all chillio. The maiden shouts something behind you. And you turn just in time to see her through herself between you and the hero's blade. It pierces her chest, and she falls to the floor, lifeless. As the pool of blood beneath her grows, so does your rage. The hero has taken everything from you now. You lose control, and the hero is obliterated. But your hatred for the humans has not yet been sated. You go on to destroy them all and become ruler of the entire world. Vengeful Overlord, N.A. Frick! God! Okay. I forgot what happens if she's a cop. Yeah, whatever. Let's see. Martyr, obedient. Yeah, gotta keep her as martyr and see what happens from the hero's perspective. Slay the demons! Slay the army! Destroy the Overlord! You lunge forward to put an end to the evil Overlord, but your blade pierces the maiden instead. She has sacrificed herself to protect this demon. It takes you a moment to recover from the shock. The Overlord wails. Why? Why did you do that? You're not sure if the question is directed at you. The Overlord strikes at you in vengeful rage. You parry and she is slain. Your sword feels heavy. You look at your hands, your clothes. Blood. So much blood. You look back to the fallen maiden, wondering what to tell the townspeople. Why would she protect the Overlord? She must have been brainwashed by demonic magic. You pick up the Overlord's head, wrapping it in your cape. You begin your long journey back to town. You will say that you were too late, that nothing could be done for the girl, but the Overlord is slain. There will be celebration. Loyal hero end. Frick. Alright, wait. Hold up. But didn't I die? I killed the hero in this round. Am I supposed to do something different? Whatever. Okay. Flee like a coward. Still let you in. Destroy the Overlord. And I still kill her. Frick. Well, I still kill the maiden there. Frick. Let's see. Bravely slay him. As if to let you in. You attempt to explain why you've come, but the monsters before you eye you with suspicion. They can't help but notice the demon blood from earlier you haven't had the chance to wash off yet. Whoops. You have no choice but to fight the army in self-defense. Oh well. More XP for you. You make your way through the castle, fending off all the demons that stand in your way. You make it to the Overlord's chamber and hope you're still in time to save the maiden. You find the maiden being held captive by the Overlord, just as you expected. Can we skip? Oh, destroy the Overlord! You lunge forward to put an end to the evil Overlord, and we kill her. Or the maiden. Yeah, we kill the maiden. Still ends the same. God. Frick. Well, what if I am just heroic? Right. What if I'm just heroic? And I didn't slay all the demons. Before you even know how to react, he makes his move, and the maiden makes hers. She uses her own body to shield you from the hero's blade. Why? Why has this happened? The maiden falls to the floor, lifeless as the pool of blood beneath her grows. So does your rage. The hero has taken something precious from this world. You lose control, and the hero is obliterated. But your hatred for the humans has not been sated. You go on to destroy them all and become ruler of the entire world. Vengeful Overlord NB. Reset the stage. It still doesn't change anything, frick! Might as well just see what happens from the maiden's perspective. Got it. Let's just see. As you think that, a hero enters the room. The hero suddenly dashes towards the Overlord, sword drawn. I will do nothing. The hero's blade pierces the Overlord, and she lets out a horrible scream. You flinch. The Overlord is slain. The hero smiles and holds his hand out to you, saying it's time to go home. His glove is drenched in blood. Hesitantly, you take his hand. The hero guides you through the castle, past the corpses of his enemies. You try and keep your eyes at your feet. There's blood everywhere. You shut your eyes, but even then, you can't escape the smell. All of this was because of you, wasn't it? You exit the castle, and the hero leads you back to the village. Everyone celebrates the hero's great triumph over the demons. You feel sick, but you take part in the festivities regardless. Complacent maiden end. God damn. How do I get the rest of these endings? God. Okay. Overlord, I still got 2 more endings to do. Let's see here. There's one where, okay, so Overlord begins a story. She has to be a tyrant. The underling has to be hungry. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot you can be hungry. Jesus Christ. I completely forgot. About that. Yeah, I forgot that the little guy can be hungry. You're awakened by one of your underlings. A hero wishes to speak with you. He inquires about a maiden who was rumored to be here, but you've never really seen her. Humans don't visit often, or ever, really. As the hero takes his leave, you wonder why he totally trusted you there. Heroes traditionally kill demons. This guy seemed like he was bad at his job, in your opinion. Whatever, you're still feeling sleepy, so you go right back to your nap. You hear voices in the hall. You aren't sure how long you slept. The sound of a shutting door forces you awake. Before you know it, everything around you is being engulfed in flames. What's going on? Let's skip. And, yep, we just die in the fire. Frick. That's because I forgot to be disloyal. Yeah, the underling has to be disloyal as well. So, let's go through all this, grant him the day off. One of our underlings is tearing his throat out. You try to struggle, but you can already tell you're already mortally wounded. What have you done to deserve this kind of ending? Remember now, you gave this one a day off. And this is how it repays you? You die, wondering if you could have done anything to prevent this. Assassinated Overlord end. Reset the stage. Right, there should be one more ending for the Overlord, and for that, hero has to be dutiful. Hero has to have enough XP in order to kill me. Got it. Let's make sure the hero can actually kill me now. You awake to a huge commotion outside. A hero has showed up and started totally murdering your soldiers. The hell, guy? You rush out to the battlefield to confront this jerkwad. You curse at him and very rudely inquire his reason for doing all this. The hero yells at you, demanding you return the maiden you're holding capture. You don't know what he's talking about. You can't forgive his actions. You do battle with the hero, but he has grown strong from cutting down your army. You are unable to defeat him. With decisive swings, he stabs and cuts you to pieces. You fall. You have failed your subjects. You spit curses weakly. You wish you'd been stronger. Maybe you were never suited to be the Overlord in the first place. The truth was, you were never that much more powerful than the demons who served you. It was the title, the control that gave you strength. These are your thoughts as you are swallowed by darkness. Conquered Overlord End. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. You found Lost Letter 4. Nice! Let's reset the stage and check this out. My love, do you remember when we first met? I had just finished one of my scripts. One I was quite proud of, in fact. As I read it aloud, you happened to pass by. What a terrible ending, you say. Why should these poor fools have to die? You were so rude. You wouldn't have accepted any of my justifications, and yet you managed to convince me. It really would have been better if everyone could live in harmony, however unrealistic that felt. I look back fondly at that day. Even now, I wonder if, somewhere, you were thinking of it too. Forever yours, Tragedy. Right, let's go through the hero's route. Flee like a coward, ask them to let you in. The Overlord is alone. You ask about the maiden, but the Overlord doesn't seem to know what you're talking about. Was she never really here? You wonder what could have happened to her. The Overlord says that she wishes she could help you, but you're the first human that's come here in forever, at least that she knows of. You think of how you probably shouldn't trust her, seeing as she's a demon and all, but you can't really prove she's lying either. You apologize for the intrusion and return home to your village. The maiden was never found. Useless hero and frick! God damn it. Let's reset the stage. Let's be dutiful. Kill everything. The Overlord appears, demanding to know what the hell you're doing murdering all her soldiers. You get straight to the point and ask her where the maiden is. She feigns ignorance, a convincing act, but you won't be fooled. If the maiden isn't here, then what happened to her? You can only see one answer. The Overlord definitely captured her. In fact, it's possible she's already been devoured. Think about that poor maiden's fate, fills you with hatred. You find the Overlord with everything you've got. You become strong from the hordes of demons you took down before the final battle. The Overlord is almost no match for you. You cut her to pieces. The Overlord has fallen. You breathe a sigh of relief, but your job is not yet finished. You search the castle. Unfortunately, you find no sign of the maiden within its walls. It's just as you suspected. She must have already been devoured. You feel hollow. A great evil has been banished from this world. But what does it matter if you were too weak to save someone? You stand alone amidst the carnage and ponder what it means to be a hero. You return to the Overlord's remains and wrap her head in a cape to bring back to the village. Surely your great victory will be celebrated. Failed hero end. Right. So, if that's the failed hero end, what happens if I don't kill these few demons first? Cut through the demon army and... well, still the same deal. Alright. Check out what are the endings I've got left for the hero. I want to finish up the heroes first. Okay. Wait, hold up. Finds that the Overlord is upset. Wait, hang on. Okay, so here we go to this journey. Hero slays the demons. Slays the demons. Okay, slay. Finds the maiden. The hero finds the maiden. The Overlord is upset. So the maiden has to be alive, right? Okay. Hero apologizes for what he's done. Oh, and I get slain. Yeah, that's one of the endings. Okay, so you can't be hungry, right? Because I need to be able to slay all the demons, and the princess has to be there. Ask the maiden what's going on. She explains that she came here on her own and was never in any danger. She hesitantly asks why you're covered in blood. You don't know how to respond. The Overlord moves past you and out the door. To see her army in lifeless, bloody piles. She's wailing. It's horrible. It's your chance, hero. Wait! Stab the Overlord! You lunge forward, driving your blade through the evil Overlord. She screams and falls silent. And I guess this all leads to the same end. So I guess I'm just supposed to say this is all a big misunderstanding. You hope that she'll let this whole thing slide, but if you could just explain yourself, you really try. But the Overlord is inconsolable. She tears you apart and the maiden watches in silence. As you die, you can't help but think, you probably deserve this. Tragic hero and goddamn frick. Okay, so a couple more. Two more endings for the hero. So there's one where the Overlord is anti-Soshi, dutiful, obedient. She runs from you. Oh, she runs from you. Got it. Okay. Obedient, and you talk. Let's see. So it doesn't matter whether or not I wait. There's something different here. I don't know what's up with that. Obedient. So Maiden has to be obedient. Right. And from here, oh god, I don't know. I don't know where this goes. Frick. Okay, Maiden has to be obedient. It doesn't matter whether or not I slay the demon or not. So, what I have to do is, she has to be obedient, right? She has to be anti-Soshi, and we go for this. Alright, flee like a coward. On the way to the Overlord's castle, you spot a maiden headed back towards the village. She could have come from the Overlord's castle, could she? This may be the exact maiden you're trying to rescue. You approach her with curiosity. You ask the maiden what she's doing. Does she know the Overlord's castle is like right there? It's dangerous. The maiden explains that she spoke with the Overlord. Turns out the demons never had any diabolical plans to harm the village or anyone in it. Well, she can't be trusted. Believe her story. I'll trust her. You have no reason to assume she's lied to you. Even though her story is kind of hard to believe, you feel like you should trust her. You tell her you're pretty surprised that everyone has been wrong about demons all along. The townspeople must be informed of this immediately. The two of you return to the village. They had all been so worried. They praised you for your bravery. But the maiden quickly sets a record straight. There was nothing she needed to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers looked to you for an explanation. You politely informed them that this isn't your story to tell. You merely ran into her on the way to the castle. She explains that the Overlord isn't interested in capturing maidens or anything of the sort. The villagers turn to you again in disbelief. They aren't very subtle in how little they trust this maiden's story. Wow! 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 God damn it! You totally believe her, but to placate these fair citizens, you volunteer to speak to the demons personally. Just in case. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You're too busy thinking about what a great and reliable hero you are to hear what they're saying. The town's elder's voice breaks you out of your thoughts. He implores you to be with the Overlord immediately and says they'll all keep an eye on the maiden until you return. You figured it sounds alright, but the mood is kinda intense for some reason. Did you miss something? You aren't sure what's going on, but you get the feeling it might be bad to leave the maiden on her own. But she suddenly takes off running. Oh, I thought the two of you were in this together. Her actions must have convinced the crowd that she's obviously a liar and a witch from the start. People are shouting for you to hunt her down and her demon friends down already, but that doesn't sound like a very heroic task. You can't help but feel these people are wrong. It's up to you to catch up to her and to talk to the demons in order to clear up this misunderstanding. You valiantly dash after the maiden towards the Overlord's castle. But you were too late. Through the unguarded gates, you spot a group of demons surrounding a body. The maiden. She was a fool to have trusted the demons after all. Your hero blood is boiling. You'll avenge her death. You charge through the gate to eliminate every demon you see. What are you doing, killing all of my soldiers? The Overlord is angry. You vow to exterminate her and all of demonkind. You clash again and again, but the Overlord isn't going down easily. You're both dangerously low in health when everything goes black. Your quest has come to an abrupt end. Unlucky hero end. God damn it. Reset the stage. Frick. One more ending for the hero. Let's flee like a coward. She can't be trusted. You aren't sure you should listen to this maiden. You've been taught your whole life that demons are evil. You ask if she's sure about all this, but she gets very upset that you think she would lie to you. She storms off before you can say anything else. You decide to return to the village. Certain she must have been the kidnapped maiden you were sent to rescue. Glad that took care of itself. You take your time walking home. Job well done today, you think to yourself. As you walk past the town square, you notice the whole village is crowded around. Is that the maiden you saw earlier? She's bound to a wooden stake. The crowd is in a frenzy. Smoke begins to rise, and you stand idly by as flames consume the maiden. She must have done something terrible to deserve that. She seemed nice though, you think. The evil comes in all forms, you reassure yourself. You decide to call it a day and return to your house, but you can't escape the sinking feeling. Maybe you aren't cut out for this role. Spectator, hero, and A. A letter flutters down from beyond the curtains! Hell yeah. You found lost letter 1. Okay, let's read this. My love, just isn't fair at all, is it? For them to force us apart like this. It's unreasonable, cruel. I had to find an outlet for this grief somehow. So I decided to write, and I'll keep writing until the day you find me once more. And then, maybe we could write a story together. I'm waiting for that day. Forever yours, Tragedy. Right. I need to make sure that Hero is trusting. And diplomatic? Yeah, he has to be diplomatic, I guess. And let's go here. Okay. Introduce myself. I will obey her. You don't want to cause any trouble, so I figure it's time to go home. Along the way, you encounter Hero. Skip ahead. He asks you what you're doing. Don't you know the Overlord's castle is like right there? Explain everything that happened. He's very surprised that demons don't seem as malicious as you were raised to believe. The two of you return to the village, hoping to communicate this to everyone. They had all been so worried and are very glad that Hero brought you back. You quickly set the record straight. You weren't rescued, because there was nothing to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers seemed confused and looked to the Hero for an explanation. He tells them that he only ran into you on his way to the castle and that this isn't really a story to tell. You explain to them how you met the Overlord and that she's not actually interested in capturing maidens or other mean things like that. The villagers look again to the Hero for confirmation. You feel a little miffed that they seem to prefer his words over yours, but you can't say anything about it. The Hero proclaims that he believes your story, but volunteers to go talk to the demon himself just to make absolutely sure. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You hear words like trickery and demon sympathizer being thrown around, which makes you frown. You're pretty shocked that everyone's is hesitant to believe you. Does this Hero even trust you? You aren't sure anymore. The old man implores the Hero to go speak to the Overlord immediately. He says you should be held prisoner and considered dangerous until the Hero returns. Much to your disbelief, the crowd agrees with him. Because, of course, if you were conspiring with the demons, they can't afford to let their guard down. The whole village will be slaughtered by monsters. The Hero isn't saying anything. He'll be tied up and tossed into a cell at this rate. If you're going to be held captive by anyone, it's going to be from the Overlord, not your fellow countrymen. I leave on my own. You can prove yourself without anyone's help. You make a run for the Overlord's castle, leaving the Hero behind. A suspicious group of demons stand just outside the entrance. They're talking about assassinating the Overlord. They immediately notice you overheard them. The underling you recognize from before is the first to do something about it. This is just the way it has to be. They suddenly attack you. In that moment, you regret ever having trusted the demons. You die instantly. Slaughtered maiden! Frick! Reset the stage. Okay, what's the final ending that I'm missing? Okay, so there's one up here. Oh god. Okay, so meets the Overlord. She's antisocial. I'm obedient. Hero is trusting. Maiden returns to see the Overlord alone. Maiden is disloyal. Wait, underling is disloyal. Okay, underling is disloyal. Okay, so I need to make sure. Okay, hear her out. Okay, let's kill the Overlord. You and your friends turn and notice the maiden from earlier has overheard your entire conversation. It'd be bad for you if the Overlord found out about this. Toss her in the dungeon! You and your friends seize the maiden and bring her to the dungeon underneath the castle. It's empty, save for the decorative skulls. You're only there to make it more spooky. The maiden is very upset. You leave her in the cell to continue scheming with your friends. But now a Hero has arrived at front gates. He's asking about Maiden, perhaps the very one you just locked up. The gatekeeper, who must have seen everything, tells the Hero exactly what happened. What an idiot, you think! Why give the Hero an excuse to start slaughtering us? The Hero yells, "Prepare to face justice!" and other such cliche hero lines before driving his sword into the gatekeeper's torso. You're small compared to your friends, so you're able to slip away without getting cut up by that sword. You get to thinking, if this Hero took down the Overlord for you, everything might work out in your favor. You wait for things to die down outside before poking your head out. You spot the Overlord and the Hero locked in battle. They've worn each other down, making this very easy for you. Once an opening presents itself, you hit the back of the Hero's head, knocking him out. What are you doing? Couldn't you tell this was a duel? You don't respond. You have to carry out the assassination. You tackle her and rip her to shreds with your claws until she stops moving. You finish up the Hero next. You can't let him revive and come after you later. Kind of a cheap victory, but it doesn't make any difference. Anyone who manages to survive comes crawling out of their hiding places. You are the new ruler of this castle. Your subjects bow before you. You live in fear that they will one day betray you, as you have betrayed their Overlord. Lord Underling and A. Let's reset the stage. And get the maiden tossed into the dungeons. Let's leave. Leave on my own. They immediately notice you overheard them and decide to lock you in the dungeon before you can cause any trouble. You cry out, but the demons ignore your protests. You can't believe you escaped, possibly being thrown in a cell back in your village, only to be tossed in an awful place. This is terrible. Who's going to keep those demons from harming the Overlord? I hope she can fend for herself. You sure can't. You hear the sound of battle echoing through the halls outside. Did the hero follow you? If he's out there, your cries won't reach him. After a while, the violence seemed to die down. It's impossible to tell what's happened. You continue to wait, but no one's come for you. Unable to escape, you rot in that cell. Imprisoned maiden end. A letter flutters in from beyond the curtain. You found lost letter 2. Reset the stage. Right, let's read this. My love, I finally fulfilled a childhood dream of mine. Yeah, that's right. I opened up my very own theater. You would be so proud if you could only see it. I know how much it would have meant to you to be at my side on opening night. I'm sorry for going ahead without you, but I thought if my theater could become world famous, then maybe you just might hear of it. Wherever you are, forever yours, Tragedy. Right, so might as well set things up to make sure that everything goes to plan, because we need to get to the true ending now. Flee like a coward, last until let you win. Estimated, what's going on? Wait. Oh, frick. Wait. Did I do something wrong? Frick. Okay. This. Introduce myself. It can't end like this. You want to answer the maiden's prayers. You've decided to find a way to save everyone. But retracing the paths you've seen so far, there doesn't seem to be any room to avoid a bad ending. Is there really nothing you can do to keep them all from getting killed in the end? If there's nothing you can do by acting from within their story, maybe it's time to take things into your own hands. What in the world? Overlord, underling, a maiden, the hero. What? The hero is burning. Choose another role. The maiden. The maiden is burning. Another role. The underling is burning. The overlord is burning. Choose another role. Me. You boldly insert yourself into the story and use your incredible powers to warp everyone to safety. You don't know how you could do that, but what's going on here? You take a moment to get a good look at yourself. You are you. Why are you pitch black? You feel that this body doesn't accurately represent you, but you move past it. The hero, maiden, and underling, and overlord have been staring at you too. They look at you like... They look like they don't really know what they're supposed to do right now. You guess that's because you're usually the one guiding them? What will you say to them? Hi guys, I've come to save you. Hey guys! You smile awkwardly and introduce yourself. The maiden is the first to respond. My prayers have been answered! You must be... Her god? No, you're merely the player. If there was any god here, they'd be the final boss. That's just how these role-playing games go. Now you realize what the real true ending must be. Now, enough of this. I admit, I've been encouraging you all along. A self-insert story. How passé. You watch helplessly as tragedy descends from the heavens. You didn't honestly believe you were the only one who could force your way onto the stage, did you? I am the narrator, storyteller, god of this world. Call me Tragedy if you'd like. Darkness envelopes your party. You don't mind if I send each of them back to relive one of their many bad endings, right? You are alone in the darkness, with me, Tragedy. I sincerely hope you've been enjoying your time in my theater. Though I can't abide you stealing the show without permission. It's quite disrespectful. I'm sick of all these bad endings. I want to see something new. Are you trying to say my bad endings have gone out of style? You have some nerve. You think defeating me might be the only way to see a better ending? It's all that's left for you, isn't it? Well, this does sound like it could be entertaining. Show me what you've got. Time to find God! Here we go. The stage is set for your final battle against me, the god of this world. What will you do? How will you fight against tragedy itself? I'd love to see it. Attack! You try your best to tear me down, but you can't seem to do any damage. You don't truly exist in this world, after all. Oh, is that all? You'll never defeat me like that. Wait. You let me try that again. Attack! You try your best to tear me down, but you can't seem to do any damage. You don't truly exist in this world, after all. Perhaps you don't understand how outclassed you are here. Behold, my beautifully tragic tales! Doesn't seeing them all again make your heart ache? You witness all 41 of my painstakingly crafted endings. You must be as much of a masochist as me. I commend your thoroughness. Surely these characters have a special place in your heart. They're still suffering backstage, you know. It's a shame they couldn't make it here to the end of the world. That's right. You came here to save them. You can't do this alone. Summon! Frick! You find the hero in his home, hunched over a sewing table. His sudden intrusion scares the hell out of the poor guy. Are you some kind of demon? You explain that no, you're not a demon. How can you explain it in a way that hero can understand? Instead, you ask what he's sewing. Oh, this. Yeah, I craft all my own hero gear. He senses pride in his hobby. You wonder if the costumes are what attracted him to the role of hero. Would you like some clothes? You don't seem to be wearing any. Remember to stay in your body and decide that, maybe some clothes would be nice. He is overjoyed by your answer. Apparently his outfits are too gaudy for the other townsfolk, so no one else wants them. The true end for the hero suddenly becomes clear. He offered to change his fate. I could make a living as a tailor rather than a hero? Oh, please, tell me what I can do to reach that dream. The hero will now fight alongside you. I agreed to follow you, but I didn't expect to face something like this. The hero has arrived. We really couldn't have a final boss battle without him. You're the one who's been killing us! Murderer! I can't truly call myself a hero until I see you defeated! We'll see about that. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Yo, no! Ow! Ow, my face! Let's see. Summon. You happen to find a maiden as she exits the church, her heart set on meeting a demon. Perfect timing. She approaches you, having already taken notice of your odd form. Excuse me, are you a traveler? Never seen anyone like you before. You explain to no, you're not a traveler. Well, maybe you are. In a sense, you've come all this way. The maiden regards you with excited curiosity. Then perhaps you might be a demon? I was hoping I could meet you one day. I was hoping I could meet one day. You think of all the terrible things that hope would bring about. She is the catalyst of this story, after all. My role as a maiden is to be captured by the Overlord, you see. I've grown so tired of waiting. You remember this part. She wants to understand her role better, and so you ask what it is she's really hoped to gain from this. The maiden is confused by your question. Perhaps it was as simple as wanting to reach the place she felt like she belonged. The true end for this maiden suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change her fate. If there's something I can do to find fulfillment, then please guide me. The maiden will now fight alongside you. What is this horrible creature? You wound me, dear maiden. Is tragedy really such a terrible thing to behold? I remember now. I remember all the awful things you put us through. And this should be familiar to you as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. I forgot which ending that was. Ow! Summon! Summon! You approach the gates of the Overlord's castle. The underling is on guard duty as you expected. They call out to you. The other demon guard is sound asleep. Hey, you're a pretty weird-looking intruder. What do you want? You explain to no, you're not an intruder, although you're definitely intruding into the story right now. You tell the underling that you've come to save them from tragedy. Okay, try saving me from boredom first. I hate this job. The underling snickers. You ask what kind of job they'd rather have.
It'd be best if I didn't have to work at all. Just want to live a carefree life and never get bossed around or picked on.
They think of the underlings' friends, who had bullied them into an assassination plot, only to betray them in the end. If they kept better company, maybe they wouldn't feel so restless. The true end for the underling suddenly becomes clear. They offer to change their fate.
So, there's a way that even work can be fun. Sounds fake. I'll tag along with you just in case.
The underling will now fight alongside you.
Wait, what the? You didn't say anything about a boss battle!
The underling, huh? You must be desperate to call on such an unreliable ally.
If I beat this guy up, all my problems will be over.
Oh, it won't be that easy. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate.
Uncle! Okay, let's see. Overlord, get your sweet booty over here!
I don't think that's how anyone should ever talk to an overlord. Just saying. You enter the overlord's room, relieved to see the fire contained to the torches on the walls. When you close the door behind you, the overlord rises from his slumber. Who are you? Have you come to reside in my castle and serve me? You explain that no, you're not here to serve her. It's more like you've come to do her a favor. You ask why she spends all day sleeping instead of commanding her demon army. She laughs in response. Many of my underlings certainly think I should be more aggressive with the humans, like my father before me. His quest for revenge was endless and self-perpetuating. There's a reason I had to destroy him. You can't help but think it's a little late in the game to be getting some new backstory. I have no interest in waging war on the humans. I merely wish to be left alone, to live a peaceful, indulgent life in my castle. You realize she must actually be very lonely, only surrounded by soldiers instead of friends. No wonder she gets so attached to Maiden. The true end for the Overlord suddenly becomes clear. He offered to change her fate. My own attempts at peace have been rather imperfect. If you offer a solution, then very well. I will follow you. The Overlord will now fight alongside you. I see. So this is tragedy. Ah, so you've brought the Overlord. I don't stand a chance now. You prevented me from attaining peace for long enough. Prepared to die. I hope you're prepared to face your deaths as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Ow! Now that the whole party's here, can you solve my final puzzle? Which combination of behaviors will open the path to your true ending? Show me! Alright, hero will be willpower. Your reign of terror ends here, Tragedy! I refuse to give in! The hero uses his willpower to overcome tragedy. Holy frick! Tragedy is reeling. Well, Hope is gonna get the maiden killed, so kindness. The maiden tries to appeal to tragedy of kindness. So naive. I'll balance your kindness with my cruelty. Ah, frick! No, not again! Ah! Okay, fine, Hope. Our true endings do exist. They simply must. The maiden hopes with all her heart to overcome tragedy. Yo! Tragedy is reeling. Right. Mischief. The underling tries to evade tragedy through mischievous means. You're so much fun. Would you like a reminder of where that mischief will lead you? Ah, he's alone! God damn it. Tenacity then. Tenacity. Knock me down, and I'll just come back stronger! The underling uses their tenacity to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. Finally, Overlord. Ambition. I'll reach my true ending with my own power! The Overlord uses her ambitious nature to overcome tragedy. This is it. With everyone's hearts united, you take aim towards your best possible futures. You all unleash one final attack to destroy tragedy, once and for all. You've done it. You've managed to defeat me. A tragic ending, but tragedy itself. I love it. I must thank you all for fulfilling your roles perfectly. Thank you, hero. Thank you, maiden. Thank you, underling. Thank you, overlord.
Enough of this nonsense! We defeated you, so die already!
Don't worry, I'll be making my exit shortly. Finally, thank you, most of all. We couldn't have made it here without you. Yes, my bad end theater. They contain a truly good ending after all. I apologize for antagonizing you for so long. I wanted to deliver a satisfying story. Was I able to do it? I wonder. I'm satisfied? Thank you. I really appreciated that. Happy endings shouldn't always come easily. Reality is not so kind. You've earned this one. Here's your true ending.
To the lost, the cold, take your seats, everyone. Welcome to bed and theater. When the curtains close, you'll come away stronger, or maybe you'll break. Not my fault you sought this pain, sharing my misery for all eternity. Labyrinth of suffering. Wandering all alone, searching for my lost love, stumbled toward bed and theater. Though its blaze were cold, I still felt this warmth from them. Isn't that strange? Can't help thinking of your face. For all your tragedies, all right, happy endings. Undo all our suffering. I missed you, my darling.
Something's missing. Oh, you're still here. The curtain is closed for the final time. I'm shutting down my theater. There are no more tragedies left for me to tell after all. Here's one more. Me? You'd like to know why I started this theater? Because I'm obsessed with bad endings, of course. Remove the mask. You gently raise your fingers to the cracks in my mask. Piece by piece, falls apart in your hands, revealing. What? I should have warned you. This might affect what you think of my stories. You can't help but compare my face to the maidens. I'm not her, but it's not like she isn't me necessarily. It's how it is with fiction. Would you like to hear not another ending, but the truth? Tell me. Alright, one last story. You may already know this, but it doesn't have a happy ending. First, I'll set the stage. In this world, there are no such things as demons or even heroes, really. There was a girl, eager to set out, to fulfill some sort of destiny. That part was true. She met someone, another girl. A running theme, isn't it? The maiden and the overlord. The two were inseparable, and for a time, everything was just wonderful. But their families, the communities they came from, neither could approve of their relationship. This is the reality for many. This pair was no different. Despite their best efforts, the world was intent on pulling them apart. We used to like the type of stories where love conquers all. But the strength of your love will pull you through any hardship, and everything is okay in the end. I lost her, and then I started this theater. But his story does have a happy ending. Huh? I was hoping to find you.
It's you!
It's been so long. I thought I'd never see you again. You always think of the worst endings. I wasn't about to give you up just because things got difficult.
Why didn't you reveal yourself sooner? I feel like such a fool!
I could say the same to you. You knew I could never resist giving your stories a happy ending. So of course I would be drawn to a place like this.
Yeah, but I didn't think it would actually work.
Sometimes everything does turn out okay in the end. Thank you for reminding me of that. I love you. I love you too. Now, truly, everyone can live happily ever after. Tragedies end. Anyway, that was Bad End Theater. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. This game, I have to say, is a certified freaking classic. Like, holy hell. I love a good tragedy. I love it when it takes so much effort just to reach to the end, just so you can actually see everyone finally getting the good ending they deserve. Because at the end of the day, yes, like everyone's lives are full of tragedy. However, once you actually reach towards the end, oftentimes, more often than not, like, things always end up better towards the end. I mean, hell, you'll still have a few struggles here and there, but still, everything turns out better. I promise you. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.